Friday the 2nd, the unemployment report came out way low. Or actually, I should say, yeah, the unemployment was really low. So a lot of people have jobs. So right away, the market tanks. You can see on February 2nd, it drops. And then I can only guess in theory. I would have sold if I had a chance, but since it dropped, I held on to it, and then I didn't realize the market went back up. And I think the market went up because really the Fed can't do anything. They just raised the rates. They've already only did 0.25%. So what are they going to do now? We've got a lot of economic data coming until the next Fed rate. So I think people decide they don't really care. Doesn't matter because whatever happens now is going to be a lot of data until the next one. So this one's kind of irrelevant. So it went back up. And then it's kind of tanking because the Fed's going to speak here on the 7th. So Tuesday the 7th he speaks and he says a bunch of nonsense and the market goes way up. And then it comes way back down, like up 200, down 200, up another 200. So I mean we're at 11.9 going up to 11,800, going all the way up to 12,150. That's 300 points. So that's crazy that it went up that much. And today's the market's going down. Just probably gonna be flat for a little while, waiting for the next CPI report. So yesterday the Fed speaks. I'm surprised the market went up because he said he's going to keep raising rates. That 4 to 5%, 6%, that is not going to be the new norm. He's not going to be happy with that. He's going to continue to raise rates until he sees 2%. The next release is going to be on Valentine's Day. So that's 5:30 Pacific time that we're going to have a CPI report. So that's kind of the big things that we're looking at right now. Unemployment is too low for the Fed. Remember, the Fed is raising rates hoping to create more unemployment. And instead, we have the opposite going on. We're at all-time lows, and the president is now bragging that the economy is at the best it's ever been. I would argue with that. My big argument with this whole thing is the unemployment doesn't include the people that have exhausted their funds and are not collecting. It is not a true number of the true unemployed people. We have millions of people without jobs. They just don't have any way of collecting money, so now the taxpayers have to give them money. And also the fact that they're so proud that wages are not climbing, and this was the number one reason why you could justify buying into the market, is one of the things they're trying to do is control inflation by keeping jobs, lower paying jobs. That helps decrease inflation. But my argument there is, how did you get jobs to decrease the wage average income earner? How did that go down and unemployment is at a low? Well, that just tells me that, again, if you lay off 100,000 six-digit figure earners and outsource that work to another company, the other jobs that are left are service jobs where you're making $20, $25 an hour, waitressing or something of that level, which is way high compared to what it has ever been. If you know anybody in the industry right now, I'll bet you that they're having a hard time finding workers at 20, 25 bucks an hour. And we're letting jobs go for six-digit income earners elsewhere. And that is how you get the average wage earner to drop. So, yeah, wages are not climbing because we're not hiring in a six-digit figure. Those guys have been laid off, and the only jobs available are the ones for 20 bucks an hour or whatever. So, that's my 2 cents on that. Anyways, it's expected a 6.2% raise. Inflation number for CPI. The consensus for the rest of the year is that this number just continue to go down. So I think that right now according to consensus that I'm seeing, that even though it may be 6%, by the end of the year, they're talking about numbers getting all the way back to 2%. Now, I don't think so, but as long as the market perceives that, the market will go up. So it doesn't matter what the Fed says anymore. If he's going to raise rates 25, 50 basis points, the market's going to still take that as a positive news to keep buying, because if he was really worried about it, he'd be going 75 basis points. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on where we're at. So the next big date is February 14th, 5:30 in the morning Pacific time. We'll find out where we really stand.